Hello there, I'm James and this is Media Pool. In today's video essay, I'll be reflecting on the viral media theory I've learned throughout the viral video module. I'll be looking at how I've applied this knowledge to my own video productions, and after that, I'll be sharing my own experience of teamwork and leadership during our own group video. Throughout this video, I'll attempt to show in what ways the viral video course has helped me develop skills that I'll be able to apply in the future. Shall we get going? I've made two videos, a digital marketing video and an e-learning video. The first one was a promotional video about Montmartre, and the second one was a group video about the potential of feminism on Instagram. I'll be focusing on the textual characteristics of each video in order to explain the viral performance of both videos and why they achieved it differently. To do so, we'll closely look at Boissier and his steps framework. This will enable us to look at the contagious and genre characteristics, which will help us understand how each video achieved virality. I really tried to ask myself, what is the best way to get people interested in my video, to get them engaged? And one of Boissier's characteristics is emotion. And positive emotions tend to get a bigger response from the audience and get them more engaged with the content. That's why I decided to make my video humorous. So to do so, I created a character as a French, and I played on various stereotypes people have with French people, and I did many sketches throughout the video which would keep the viewer engaged till the end. So this video being funny also helped with another aspect of the steps framework, which is social currency. So to entice people to share something, we need to leverage game mechanics to give people ways to achieve and provide visible symbols of status that they can show to others. So people will tend to share content which makes them look smart or funny. So our search for a humorous aspect was a huge boost to achieve virality, as people did not hesitate to share a video to seem funny. So the humour, I believe, was the best way for this video to achieve some form of virality, but as a marketing video, it was important to give this video an element of practical value. What would the viewer gain from watching this video? So as Boissier puts it, how can we craft content that seems useful? Well, as a promotional video for tourism, it was important to choose a destination one would look like to go. So Paris is the most visited city in the world and Montmartre one of its iconic landscapes. But unlike other Parisian landmarks, it's an entire neighbourhood and it can be hard to navigate in and find all of its special places. So that's why I based myself on an article about some of the hidden Montmartre landmarks. And through a vlog style format, I could take the viewer on a journey throughout Montmartre, added with explanations on the different sites, much like a tour guide. And this coupled to the different images made the viewer feel like he was travelling and make it more attractive of a destination. The group video was completely different, as it had to be more academic. Its goal was to engage the viewer with a piece of academic work. And the work in question was Kat Mahoney's "Is This What a Feminist Looks Like?" Curating the feminist self in the neoliberal visual economy of Instagram. And as an e-learning videos, triggers were arguably our biggest one. So as Boissier points out, triggers are stimuli that prompt people to think about related things, and feminism, especially nowadays, is a topic that garners a lot of reactions. So to activate these triggers, we mostly focused on the visual style of our video. We heavily relied on animation and editing, and this allowed us to present some key figures of the feminist movement on Instagram. And as an Instagram video catered for Instagram, we also added many elements to make it more authentic, such as the most liked picture on Instagram and the celebrity with the most followers. This enabled us to show the viewer that we were accustomed to the way Instagram works and its biggest trend. Finally, as an e-learning video, it was important to offer practical value to our audience. So we had two goals in mind. One was make an academic paper more accessible to our audience, and the second one was create a positive image of the Media and Communication Department of the University of Liverpool. So we drew on Gu et al.'s advice on how video production affects student engagement to make this paper more accessible. So we adopted an informal mode of teaching with a presenter. This would allow us to talk about the paper without making it feel too academic, but also turn this e-learning video into a personal experience, similar to a chat you can have with someone. So that tutorial aspect of it made it more engaging, and having a young person speak to the audience in an easy to understand language made the video more accessible to said audience who might not know much about the subject. And in addition to this, it showed that the university was able to teach academic subjects to students in a way that would make it possible for them to explain it to others, and as such it served as a great promotional tool for the university. I believe the humour was more appealing to viewers than an academic video, and that's why the French Guide to Montmartre got more views, as people were more willing to share it with others. These contagious characteristics are an essential tool which are applicable to many fields. However, Boissier's framework fails to account for the way social media works and what type of content the platform will give exposure to or not. Regardless, As a student interested in pursuing a career in advertising, it will give me the tools to find what adverts people enjoy and the type of advert they engage with the most in order for me to replicate their contagious characteristics to my own creations. Being able to work as a team is one of the most rewarding but also challenging tasks one might be confronted to, especially when it comes to creating a viral video. So that's why it was really important for our group to keep in mind group development theories, such as Tuckman's developmental sequence in small groups. And there are 5 stages which exist within the model, so the forming stage, the storming stage, the norming stage, the performing stage, and finally, the adjourning stage. So to start with the forming stage, as Tuckman puts it, the group becomes oriented to the task, creates ground rules, and tests the boundaries for interpersonal and task behaviours. So this would be, for our group, the first time we met one another, and the different relations within the group started forming. The second stage is the storming stage. So this stage is characterised by the lack of unity and polarisation around interpersonal issues. So that's to say it's the beginning of people starting to get on each other's nerves with coming up with an idea everyone agrees upon. But thankfully it did not come to that within our group. Everyone shared different ideas on what the group video project would look like. And it was important to listen, and everyone kept an open mind, which allowed us to brainstorm in a useful fashion. The third stage is the norming stage. It is when group members accept each other's idiosyncrasies and express personal opinions. So basically finding out the most effective ways to work with each other. This came about mostly by looking at each other's personal videos and talking about each other's strengths and weaknesses. So for instance, in our group, someone was used to working as a social media planner, and another person was used to editing because she created content for a social media platform. This made it easier to delegate the different tasks to everyone and ensure that everyone shared an about equal workload. The fourth stage is the performing stage. So the group is a problem-solving instrument as members adapt and play roles that will enhance the task activities. So that's exactly what we were. Everyone would check on everyone, give advice on what to do, give their opinion on what could be better, but also being positive by saying when a job is well done. Everyone worked as a unit and made their best to make sure everything was on track, so this enabled us to make sure that we had a solid group video and not a simple addition of everyone's work. The final stage is the adjourning stage, so this is the separation, which is an important issue throughout the life of the group. So for us, that was basically after the video was posted and all the related social media promotion had been done, congratulating everyone on a job well done and wishing everyone good luck with their future endeavours. Throughout the application of this model, we had to make sure that everything ran smoothly, and as such we paid close attention to Lencioni's 5 dysfunctions of a team. These are the absence of trust among team members, the fear of conflict, the lack of commitment, the avoidance of accountability, and the inattention to results. So to fight against this, we made sure everyone was involved by having everyone bring at least one idea to each group meeting. Also, to boost morale, we also provided positive criticism, such as saying what a great idea, but I think it will be hard to pull off, or this idea is promising, but we should add something to it, etc, etc. That's exactly what we did in week 5 when we shared ideas for our group video. But all of these dysfunctions stem from people not being comfortable with being in the group. So we thought it was extremely important to make everyone feel at ease and invested. Thanks to this, I learned how to make sure the group work becomes more enjoyable and have realised the importance of planning and caring for other group members. In advertising, many different people are invested in a project and complete different tasks, so that's why it's important to create a positive work atmosphere. So this can come from group bonding, but especially from communicating with the other team members and listening to what they have to say. That's arguably the biggest thing to keep in mind with a group project, and something this course has taught me. So to put it in a nutshell, this course has enabled me to learn some media theory and apply it to projects. It's helped me be creative, more organised, and make my work more enjoyable for an audience. I've been able to work on my teamwork skills and leadership, making me more sociable, but also more inclined to vote my opinion. And all these precious skills I've developed throughout the lectures, readings, and video productions will be of great help with my upcoming professional career.